guys, welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey Diaries. My name is Balvenie. We're here at Death and Taxes, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorite distilleries in the world, the Balvenie Distillery. This particular whiskey, the 17-year-old DoubleWood, it's a staple. It's a classic. Everybody should have a bottle of this in their house. It's not that expensive for a 17-year-old, but it's definitely something that you could do to impress your if you're hosting a party, or even just to drink it yourself. Like, it's an absolutely delicious whiskey. A little bit of history. Balvenie got established in 1892. It's part of the William Grant's family. William Grant's family being one of the only lasting fully owned family distilleries in the world. They own Glenfiddich, Balvenie, Cellar Jerry's, Hendrick's Gin, and Grant's Whiskey, and I think a couple of other bits and pieces here and there. But they're most famous because of the Glenfiddich whiskey. Now, Balvenie, if Glenfiddich was like your traditional, like day-to-day drinking whiskey, like it's just a very standard, straightforward whiskey, Balvenie would be kind of like the creative brother of it. Like, it's more like they allow themselves to experiment a lot more. David Stewart, the master distiller that took over the distillery in 1962, he's the one, the pioneer of double maturation. He's the one who created what we call nowadays finishing whiskies. Basically, if you don't know what a finishing whiskey is basically finishing, aging a whiskey for a certain period amount of time in one type of wood. Basically, most of the times it's American oak because it's the most easier. And then finishing in another type of wood or in another seasonal barrel. So most of the time will be the port or sherry, rum casks. There's even tequila cask, or even other smoky whiskies from other distilleries. For instance, the Balvenie does a pitted whiskey in which the whiskey is not pitted itself. It has been aged for a second time in barrels that Lafroy has been in. Now, this one in particular, it says on the label as well, it's basically American oak, traditional oak, for a certain period of time. I believe it's about 10 years, and then 7 years again in sherry casks. Now, Balvenie Distillery is absolutely stunning. I was lucky enough to be to the distillery myself and staying in the guest house, the touring house. And the distillery itself is stunning. They have their own cooperage as well. They can produce everything inside. They don't have enough barley fields to produce enough barley to produce enough whiskey, but they do use like the malting floors that they do have for using 2 or 3% on particular barley styles, just to add more complexity to the whiskies. This is bottled at 43% ABV, and as I said, like, you just can't go wrong with this whiskey. There it goes. That's a bottle over there. You can see the color obviously has that little American oak, like that yellowish tint, but also that reddish tint that you get from sherry casks. If it was a 17-year-old 100% sherry cask, the color would be a lot redder and a lot darker. That's absolutely stunning. Yeah, you get all the spiciness and also the toffee notes as well from American oak, and the spiciness from the sherry casks. There's like there's definitely vanilla in there. But then on the palate, then you get like the cinnamon, the cloves, a little bit of dried apricots as well. It's really, really delicious whiskey. Definitely worth having, definitely as a gift or just to store in your house. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoy it, and if you have any recommendations or any whiskies that you would like to see us doing, please let us know, and Slanjaba.